Lieutenant Colonel, thanks for being with us this morning. So let me get your reaction to the conversation we've been having, this idea of a ceasefire, number one, your thoughts on that, or something like a humanitarian pause, meaning stop the fighting for however long that may be, a couple of days perhaps, to get humanitarian aid into the civilians of Gaza and perhaps to get some of the hostages out as well. What's your reaction to both of those ideas?
Good morning. We are actually on day 28 of our war against Hamas, a war we didn't choose, a war that was forced upon us by the most brutal, merciless organization who, as Joe rightly pointed out, brutally massacred, raped, burned, and abducted some 240 or so Israelis and foreign nationals into the Gaza Strip. So the question about will there be a ceasefire or a humanitarian pause, a humanitarian hiatus, is not something that the IDF is actually concerned with at this time. We are concerned with destroying and dismantling Hamas, making sure that they never have the power of government again in order to conduct such atrocities. Indeed, we have encircled the Gaza City, which is a stronghold, a fortress of the terrorist organization, the terrorist government, and the terrorist army of Hamas. We are pushing forward. We are taking out their leaders. We are making sure that their leadership is pursued. The battalion commanders, the division commanders, the operatives, the terrorists themselves, they are all being pursued. So while we look at what Secretary of State Blinken has said, and of course we're very attentive to our American allies and we're very grateful for the support, we are pushing forward in order to achieve our military goals. With respect to the humanitarian efforts, we understand completely that the humanitarian component of this war is also a component that supports the war effort. And that is why we've seen an increase in humanitarian supplies coming in the last week. We're up to almost 100 trucks a day, and that will probably increase with medical supplies, food supplies, water, the things that the people need. And indeed, shifting people and keeping the people shifting from north to south will help get people out of harm's way. And that's something we've been trying to encourage for the last 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks now, whereas Hamas, they've been trying to keep people put in harm's way. This is precisely the difference between what we're doing and what they're doing.
Well, Lieutenant Colonel, as you point out, tomorrow will be 4 weeks since October the 7th. You all have been calling for civilians in northern Gaza to move south, giving them almost a month now to do that. Can you speak to the challenge of fighting in northern Gaza, around Gaza City, when Hamas, we know for a fact, puts civilians in front of them, that they put their tunnels under hospitals, refugee camps, places like you all have bombed a couple of times this week? From a military point of view, what is the challenge there?
So we obviously are in close contact with our U.S. colleagues and friends, and who have lots of lessons learned on this type of battlefield. And of course, we are very attentive to that. It is a huge challenge for any military to mobilize and operate in urban areas which are densely populated, or in urban areas that have become fortified positions. We've seen over the last few days extensive combat, face-to-face combat with the enemy. We're engaging them in their positions, in their locations, where they are hiding out, where they're concealing their weapons, where they're utilizing UN facilities to launch rockets at us, where they're positioning their tunnels beneath mosques. These are all it's all part of the battlefield. And indeed, when we're calling people to evacuate from those areas, it's precisely to get them out of harm's way. This is a huge challenge. We are very sensitive to this issue. We understand, and operate within the laws of armed conflict with the principles of distinction between civilian population and the terrorists on one hand, and also the military necessity. There is no way to rid this world of Hamas without going in and dealing with Hamas. And we've been saying for several weeks that we will be mobilizing. That is why we saw a huge movement of people going from north to south. Unfortunately, it was Hamas that has prevented so many other people from not going. And I would say, and unfortunate, it really is a sad image, and the images of devastation of civilian life. But all of those civilian lives, nevertheless, are on the shoulders of Hamas.
It's worth noting for our viewers, if they don't remember this, that it was Hamas's leader sitting in the safety of a Four Seasons hotel in Doha who was ordering Palestinians to stay in a war zone and to not leave the war zone. So that does show just how callous they are. It's, as we've said here, for Hamas. When a Jew dies, that's a victory for Hamas. When a Palestinian dies, that's a victory for Hamas. With that being the bitter reality that you face, Colonel, let me ask you, how many Palestinians, how many Gazans are left with Israel imploring for weeks that they leave, and Hamas leaders from the safety of their plush hotels in Doha ordering them to stay in the war zone and be in the crossfire because they want Palestinians to be killed. So the world will call for a ceasefire. I'm curious, how many Gazans are left? Have most fled south, or how many remain in the war zone?
So the different estimates suggest between 700,000 and a million, 1.2 million people have gone south. Of course, Gaza City is a very densely populated area, so there are several hundreds of thousands still there, which did not adhere to our call. And I'd like to add, Joe, just to what you were saying. We've heard just in the last few days, still leaders of Hamas saying October 7th will be committed again and again and again if they get the opportunity. This is why the regime change that Richard pointed out, or what I call the paradigm change, it has to happen. We need the world to rally around Israel, support our efforts to get people out of harm's way, and make sure that Hamas goes and we are rid of them for once and for all.
Yeah, you know, we've heard about war crimes and violations of the rules of war, obviously putting terrorist infrastructure in civilian buildings or underneath civilian hospitals, also obviously against the rules of war. I'm curious, what direct evidence do you have? We've heard about headquarters underneath a hospital. Do you have direct evidence? Do you all have direct findings of this happening across Gaza? If so, where specifically?
So we've been encouraging people to go precisely from the north because that is the stronghold, that is the fortress. It's specifically Gaza City, but not only. We've seen in the last few days the combat taking place in places like Beit Hanun or Jabalia. And these are places that we are finding that we knew before where they positioned themselves, where the tunnel systems that they put beneath schools and mosques and hospitals, how they are utilizing these areas for launching sites for attacks on one hand, but also for rocket strikes against the heart of Israel. And this is how we are seeing the entire system that Hamas has utilized. You know, they got over $100 million every year from Iran to build this terrorist army. They subordinated all of the tools of government that any regular government has. You know, we expect our governments to take care of the civilians. They utilize all of the tools of governments to build this infrastructure of terror and destruction, and the murder machine that they have with the tunnels, with the rockets, with explosive drones, with command and control centers, and the subterranean capabilities, which is a huge challenge. We are fighting a merciless enemy that has no regard for life, I'd say Israeli or Palestinian, as you rightly pointed out. And you know, we are determined to change the paradigm once and for all. It will free Israel from the threat, from that looming threat, that sword of death that they want to wield above our heads. But it will also free the people of Gaza from this merciless organization.
And it's so important to remember, they have, in effect, been held hostage there by Hamas since 2005.